Lesson 17. At the camp. Vocabulary. Camp equipment.
Hello. Today we're going to review question words and then we're going to study noun clauses. And first, let's learn some new vocabulary. A camp. A camp. A camp is a place where young people go to relax and take part in activities, often as part of an organization. For example, Boy Scouts. A tent. A tent. A tent is a shelter consisting of a sheet of cloth supported by poles and ropes, and it's used by campers, people who camp. Now, to put up a tent is called to pitch a tent. A stake. A stake. A stake is a pointed piece of wood or metal pushed into the ground with a rope tied to it. It's used to hold up a tent. We have an axe. An axe. An axe is a tool with a heavy metal blade on the end of a long handle, and it's used to cut down trees. A hatchet. A hatchet. This is a small axe with a short handle. A campfire. A campfire. This is a fire made outdoors by people who are camping. Okay, now we have a marshmallow. A marshmallow. Marshmallow is a very light, soft, sweet, and it's usually white or pink. We can roast marshmallows over a campfire. It's a very popular campfire activity. A lantern. A lantern is a lamp that campers carry. It's made of metal or glass. It's a metal or glass container surrounding a flame or a light. It can be electric or it can be with actually something burning. A sleeping bag. A sleeping bag. This is a large warm bag that unrolls for campers to sleep in. And here we have a hammock. A hammock. A hammock is a thing for sleeping in or sleeping on. It's a long piece of cloth or net, and it's hung between two trees or two poles or bars or anything you can hang something between. Okay, over here we can put a grill. A grill. A grill is a flat frame with metal bars across it. It can be put over a fire so that food can be placed on top and cooked quickly. A lifeguard. A lifeguard. This is a person who works at a camp to help swimmers who are in danger. A raft. A raft. A raft is a flat floating structure that you can sit on or you can jump from it when you are swimming. An inner tube. An inner tube. This is an air-filled rubber tube used to sit on or stand on in the water. You actually find this on the inside of a car tire and people use it to swim with. Okay, next we have a bow. A bow. A bow is a weapon. It's made of a long, thin, curved piece of wood. And with a bow, you always need an arrow. This is a thin, straight stick with a point on one end, and you shoot it from the bow. A target. A target. A target is a round board with coloured circles on it. You practice shooting with a target. Now, the place where you have many targets is called an archery range. Two more have a rowboat. A rowboat. It's a small boat that you move through the water with using oars. And what are oars? O-A-R-S, oars. These are long pieces of wood. They're flat at the ends, and you use them to row a rowboat. Let's go over these words once again. A camp, a tent, a stake, an axe, a hatchet, a campfire, a marshmallow. a lantern, a sleeping bag, and a hammock. Okay, over here we have a grill, a lifeguard and a raft, an inner tube, a bow and an arrow, a target, a rowboat, and finally, oars.
Question words.
Okay, let's start our lesson and let's begin with the review of question words. Now we're going to divide our question words into two groups. We'll have W question words and then we'll have the how question words. How question words. Well, let's begin with the review of the W question word. Here are some examples for you to look at. The first one, when did they build the campfire? Where are the stakes for the tent? Why didn't Alice bring an inner tube for herself? Whose inner tube will she use? Which raft do you want to swim to? And who will buy marshmallows? Each of these sentences begins with a W question word. We have when, and this is for time. We have where, and this is for place. We have why. This is for a reason. We have whose. Whose is for possession. Right. We also have which. We use which for choosing. Choosing from a group. If we know how many, a definite quantity in a group, we want to know which one. So choosing from a group. And we have who, which is a subject word. Can be a subject or an object word, and it's for people. Subject or an object for people. And last, we also have one more. We have this one, whom. Whom is very formal. It's a subject, an object question of who. For example, if I could have for whom will you buy marshmallows? We had the subject question, who will buy the marshmallows? The object question is, for whom will you buy the marshmallows? This is the subject, this is the object. So it's very formal. Okay, now these question words can be used with all verb tenses, and they can also be used in the middle of an indirect question. Let's have a look at some indirect questions now. Could you tell me when the campfire was built? Would you tell me where the stakes for the tent are? Okay, let's practice these now. Let's start with a review of question words beginning with W, and I want you to go around twice and asking each other W questions. Okay, Rosa, you can begin. I guess you'll be asking Monica, and then Monica will ask Lewis, Rosa, and again.
This is simple. Monica, when did you go to a camp first?
I first went to a camp when I was 16. It was like a Girl Scouts camp. It was fun, and there were lots of handsome boys.
Oh, really?
Rosa, where will your niece go to camp next year?
She will go to a beautiful camp on a big lake. They will sleep in big tents. Louise, why didn't you go to a camp when you were a child?
There aren't many camps in Portugal. Only the rich kids go. Monica,
Yeah.
who did you meet at your camp?
I met my best friend